Welcome to Eerie Bites of History, your daily serving of strange bites of the past. Today, we have a city in flames, a frozen man's last secret, and a light that changed the world, all of which happened on September 2nd. Let's begin. On September 2nd, 1666, in the early hours of the morning, a small spark in a bakery on Pudding Lane turned into one of the most devastating infernos in history, the Great Fire of London. At first, it was dismissed as a minor blaze, but within hours, strong winds fanned the flames into unstoppable tides of fire. Timber-framed homes, packed tightly together, ignited one after the other, creating a roaring wall of destruction that devoured the city. For 4 days, the fire raged without mercy. It reduced more than 13,000 homes to ashes, consuming 87 parish churches and destroying landmarks like Old St. Paul's Cathedral. Survivors spoke of growing rivers of red within the embers, molten lead pouring from the rooftops like liquid fire. The sky itself seemed to burn. When the smoke cleared, officials claimed only 6 people had died. 6 out of a city of nearly 350,000. Historians have long doubted this figure, pointing out that the records were destroyed. The poor, the unaccounted, and the nameless likely vanished without a trace. Some even suggest the number was deliberately downplayed, a cover-up to avoid mass panic or royal blame. A fire that erased almost an entire city and only claimed 6 lives? Perhaps the true death toll lays buried beneath the ashes. On September 2nd, 2001, scientists revealed a chilling breakthrough about one of the most mysterious figures. Ötzi the Iceman, a 5,000-year-old mummy discovered high in the Alps. By examining his stomach, researchers were able to reconstruct his final meal: meats, grains, and herbs, eaten only hours before he died. It painted an intimate portrait of a man who lived a millennia ago, but it also raised darker questions. Ötzi's body remained remarkably preserved in the ice, but the truth frozen with him was far from peaceful. An arrowhead was lodged in his back, deep enough to be fatal. Cuts and bruises covered his hands and arms, suggesting a violent struggle before his final moments. Whoever killed him had left him exposed in the mountains, abandoned to the elements. Theories began to swirl. Was he a victim of tribal warfare, a fugitive fleeing from a betrayal, or even a ritual sacrifice? His unfinished meal, still resting in his stomach, suggests he never saw the death coming. One moment he was eating, the next he was struck down in a sudden act of violence. Ötzi's frozen corpse became a time capsule of murder, betrayal, and survival. For thousands of years, the ice kept his secrets, but now the question lingers: who wanted him dead, and why? On September 2nd, 1921, Houston, Texas made history by installing the first modern electric traffic light in the United States. It was a bold step into the future, a promise of order that brought chaos of growing automobile traffic. Until then, the streets were chaotic. Policemen stood on corners, directing traffic by hand. The intention was to bring order. Drivers who once relied on the hand signals now had to trust in a strange machine, glowing red, green, and amber, to guide everyone and their every move. The lights in Houston were modeled after early experiments, including manually operated signals introduced in Cleveland in 1914. But this was different. It was fully automated, powered by electricity, and promised to revolutionize transportation. At first, the city celebrated. The invention was progress, but in the weeks that followed, something odd began to happen. Accidents didn't decrease, they increased. Drivers reported being confused, and even mesmerized by the lights. Today, it's hard to imagine modern life without them. But for a brief moment in 1921, the world discovered how dangerous the roads could be when drivers and technology were still learning to trust each other. Like your history snack-sized? Drop us a comment with your favorite bite and subscribe. Join us daily for your eerie dose of the past.